So it's not really all that bad. It's not worn perfectly, but I think it's got a lot left in it. The thing I noticed when I first took it apart is that the sliders aren't working as they should, which is this piece right here. This bolt goes into about here and it slides as the brakes were out, so I can't really move it. It should move a little bit, so I just have to take these bolts out. I'll take the whole thing out, but these bolts have to come out. That one, and I've got my socket on that one, and I'll just put them on the wire brush, clean them up, and I'll use a Q-tip with a solvent, clean inside here, and then I'll put some dielectric grease back on, put them in, and these things will be unseized. It'll cost me nothing, and I don't have to do a brake job. But if I had listened to the garage, I would have been paying about 500 bucks just for the fronts. I'm going to use the extension just to get past destroying this piece here. It's just going to go around it like that without damaging it. Just like that. Okay, I'm just going to get a piece of rope and tie it up so that this is, the weight of this is secured. That it puts no, it'll put no stress onto this brake cable. So we'll just, there we are. There's one slider. It came out very easy. Actually, both sliders are running pretty well. I don't need the wire brush. All I need to do is clean it, put some new dielectric grease. These guys are really in there tight. Okay, so here's I thought it was the sliders, which seem to be operating just fine. But the brake pads are really in there tight. They seem to be jammed up in here, so I'm just going to clean them out. Put a little bit of grease up in here and get them to move freely again. So I'm just going to use this old screwdriver and carefully tap it only on the metal edges right here until it comes off. I don't want to touch the brake pads themselves. And they are in there pretty tight. Their recommendation was to replace both pads in the rotor. So here it comes I'll hold it here just so, there it is. Look how thick they are. Just have to clean them out. I'll clean that channel out. Take the rust off of them with the wire brush. And this thing's going to run just fine. So the little wear indicator goes on the inside. Something you should remember. Alright, here it comes. I'll just put my knee there. Stop it from falling out. So this one's in really good shape as well. The other thing I'm going to change, not change, but clean up, are these little spring retainers. I'll clean out the channel and I'll clean the back side so they fit in tight, as well as I'll clean out the back side as well as the channel in here, so that these pads will slide in a little nicer. There's nothing broken. They just have a bit of dirt on them. Okay, so before we put these guys back on, I'm just going to put a little bit of grease here, here. Same thing on the other side. There, that's one. That's the other one. So getting rid of the debris that was underneath these two pieces is going to give me a bit more clearance this way. These should be able to slide in. These should be able to slide in a whole lot easier now. Yeah. You can see now they come in and out. And of course I'll put a dab of grease just here as well. Yeah, so that one gave me a bit of trouble. It's in, but it's nice and loose now. I just couldn't see the top one here to get it in, and my glasses don't allow me to focus that close. But it's in now. That's the back one with the wear indicator in the back. I still have to clean the sliders, this one and this one, but they're fully operational. You can see that they move with no trouble at all. They go back in by themselves. So I'll just put the outside one back on, clean the sliders, and reassemble it. So you can see I've cleaned it really well. Here I've scraped off any of the pieces of crud and rust. So I'm down to metal, clean this side as well, and now we'll just go in. Here we go. And that one's also loose compared to what it was. These are no longer seized. And again, the garage wanted to change both pads and the rotor. And when I took these off, even though they were seized, I had no trouble. These are hardly worn at all. But the garage wants to make money. I want to save money. Pull out the sliders, give them a wipe. Get the old grease off of them. I'm going to put some dielectric grease on them. This stuff won't harden in there, and it won't get them to stick. That's why they still came out so easy. I was surprised when the auto shop told me that my brakes were seized. Don't need much. I'm just putting a light coating on them. And in they go again. Turn in and out a couple of times just to spread the grease. Nice and easy. Reseat the boot. So just to give you an idea, this little boot, the rubber boot, just pops off. Put the caliper back on. I'm going to have to compress the pistons. So I'm just going to use a C-clamp and a scrap piece of wood. So to compress the cylinders back in, I'm just using a piece of wood across. And I'm just going to push them in. They don't need to go in far, but I'll just do each side. One pushes out as the other pushes in, but it'll be alright like that. I just need them in a little bit to clear the little lip of rust on the rotors. And there, they've gone back in. Okay, so got those pistons pushed in. Just have to slide that back over. Fit the sliders over the bolts where the bolts are. Get these bolts back in. And then I'll be able to get the other side done. And it'll be exactly the same. So I don't really need to show it to you. Once these are on, going to put them finger tight. Now I'll show you. There's the slider working. That's the way it should be working. Of course, the pads will move just a little bit every time as well. So they're not seized anymore. Savings of about $500. I thought it was $250 because it would have been just parts for me, but labor at the garage would have been $500 approximately. So if you have the same problem, give it a try, it's worth it. Hi, I'm Ron, the Free Fix-It Guy. I hope you enjoyed my video. Please subscribe and click the like button. If you'd like to give any comments, please leave them below. So until next time, if it breaks, just fix it. We'll see you next time.